majority of people. So no, I don't think you should go to jail because you're being told that it's okay.
Okay, so
But at the end of the day,
German citizens that murdered Jewish citizens in Nazi Germany, or because they were normalized to believe that it's okay to do that to Jewish people, do you think that they should have been held accountable for
well,
that?
no. That yes, 1,000%.
So
I'm
even though they
super
were
against all of
normalized into a society that taught them that it's okay to do this, and they did it, that doesn't
Yes.
justify it or make it legal or mean that they shouldn't have punishment, right?
Okay. Well, if Americans went over there and we started arresting people, I would be down for that. Americans are telling Americans this is okay. That's not okay.
I'm confused what you mean. What?
Like if Americans, because me and you are American, you say that is it like should those people get arrested? If we went over there and arrested the fucking German people who were killing Jews, yes, we should arrest them. They should go to jail. They should be done.
They should be held
But
accountable, even though
we
there
are
weren't
in
laws at the
America,
time to restrict it, and even though they grew up in a society that taught them that it was okay to do that.
yes, but Parker, we like if the Germans came over and wanted to arrest us for abortion or for everyone who's getting abortion, fucking go for it. Dude. Like every time, 9 times out of 10, 100 times out of 10, go for it. Arrest us. Arrest whoever got abortion. 1,000% because us as Americans, we have literally normalized that, and that's the issue is we're normalizing all these things
So
that
you want to
should not be
arrest
normal.
anyone who's got an abortion?
Do I want to arrest everyone that's abortion? No, again, because it's as sad as it is, they're literally being told it's okay.
Okay, I have a question.
Go
Um,
ahead.
y you won't support Kamala Harris because she allows for abortion access, but you'll support Trump even though he has committed an unforgivable sin.
Which are you referring to?
Blasphemy. He represented himself as God.
Yeah, honestly, Parker, if I'm being honest, I don't support Trump. I don't support Kamala. I'm Team Jesus every day. I just wanted to get your point on abortion. I
Okay, so
don't
so
believe in
so
politics.
you don't agree with either side?
No, I don't. I think politics is such
Okay.
a
All right.
setup to American society and humans in general. Now,
Okay.
like,
Well, politics is how we conduct things in our society. If you want to tell yourself that to not support Trump, I'm okay with that. But like, just genuinely going to be honest with you, right? Like, we're advocating things to benefit people. If you want to reduce abortions, the best way to reduce abortions is not to restrict people from getting access to abortion, but rather to provide like a legal access to contraceptives, sex
yeah,
education, and expand access to those basic amenities to reduce the likelihood that people would need that in the first place. Plus, expand access to childcare, expand universal access to healthcare, make it more financially affordable to be able to have children. Right? Those things will actually increase the likelihood that people are going to not have abortions, and there's going to be less abortions rather than banning it, right? Through the context of just leaving it up to the states. That inevitably
I,
doesn't address the root cause for why people need the abortions in the first place.
but Parker, wouldn't it be more? I don't know where your morals lie, but wouldn't it be just more morally correct and more honestly just logical to have the child and then either put it to through a foster system or put them like
But you
things
shouldn't
like
be
that. You know what
forced.
I'm
You
saying?
shouldn't be forced to do that.
But it's murder, Parker. At the end of the day, it's
I
murder.
don't think it's murder because they're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
sentient. They don't have a subjective experience. It's prior to that point. If you get an abortion, they will never have an experience ever at any
But
point in
don't they
time.
deserve that experience? Like we're taking that
To
away, which is a
experience in the
human right.
future, no. I don't believe that it would have been wrong if my parents chose not to date because it would have led to me not existing. That's their choice. Like you understand that, right? Like that would have just been a different reality where I didn't
Sure.
exist. But it wasn't wrong if they chose not to date. But I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
but
there. The future person Parker wouldn't be there. And Parker was able to do so many great things, right? We like that Parker has been able to be here. Like I mean, that
and you
doesn't
have
mean
done
that my
great things.
parents would have been
But
wrong in not dating.
no, but they did, and then it happened, right?
Yeah, but
That's
that
where
doesn't
me
mean it
and
would have
you
been
differ.
wrong if they chose not to
Okay,
date,
Parker,
even
Parker,
though
Parker.
us knowing in retrospect that if they chose to do that, right, it would have led to me not existing.
Okay, but Parker, that's where we're differing right now. Is you're saying, well, it would have been wrong, or it's not wrong for my parents not to date, or whatever. That's not the point. The point I'm making is that they did, and it happened. I would have been against your parents getting an abortion when they had you as a baby because that's wrong. Now, if they never
If my
dated,
mom wanted to get one, I would have been okay with that because I wouldn't have
that
been
and
able to exist.
that's your
That
opinion.
would have
It's
been
fine.
totally
I
okay.
mean, and again, I'm not gonna
The
argue
same way that if my
opinions.
parents chose to not have another kid, I would have been okay with that because I wouldn't
Okay,
exist. That's their choice.
but Parker, the bottom line is that they did choose that. They did do it,
Okay.
right? And
And
that's why if
yeah,
they had an
wait.
abortion,
They did choose that. Yes.
and that's why if they would have had an abortion, that's where I feel like it would be wrong because they went through, they had sex, they knew the chance of getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I don't like
they
to
were
use
planning to have another kid.
okay, and like you want to give me a backstory on why that's valid or
Well, my parents already had prior kids and were planning to have another one. They wanted to have another kid. They wanted a boy after having a few girls.
okay?
So like you understand that like I'm just giving you that's still their choice. They chose to have kids at that particular point. Right?
Yeah,
Like
you
for example, if
like
my mom got pregnant when she was younger, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
she didn't have the capacity to get an abortion if she wanted to. I don't think my mom ever did get an abortion, but I'm just giving an example. Well, then I wouldn't have existed because my mom wouldn't have been able to have the or build a relationship with my father or to be able to have a relationship later on because she would have been taking care of a kid and it would have sent her on a different path in life. Right? So she would have been able to have less kids in that scenario because she would have not had as much money to be able to afford things and take care of her kids, right? In order to be able to plan when she wanted to have kids, right? Right? To be able to have more children. Because when we can plan when we have kids, we can plan our parenthood, we can set up more strong families, more stable families, and we can
Mhm.
ensure that they're treated better off.
I mean, you're
Like I
not
can
wrong
have
with
kids when I'm ready, rather than having
yes,
kids when I'm not ready.
but like Parker, we're like, come on, we know the consequences of having sex. We know that there's always that chance. You play those games, you're gonna find out. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like at least a little bit.
So,
Like,
my goal was
so,
not to have pregnancy every single time I've had sex.
but you knew that there's always that chance.
Okay,
So now
so
this kid, this child, this baby doesn't get to experience his life that he could have had because you went and you messed around. Like,
I mean, cope, bro. They're not a person yet. Like, I just don't know how to explain it, man. I don't really care. Like, do you care about a zygote? A single cell organism at conception? Do you really give a shit? If I had a zygote in front of me and I slapped that shit, killed that, would you really care?
I I mean, yeah, I
You
yes,
would,
if it's
really?
going
You'd
to be,
care that I slapped a single cell organism?
if it's going to be a child, then yes.
Would you actually be devastated? The same way that you'd be devastated if I fucking literally murdered an infant in front of you? No, you wouldn't. Huge
Okay, yeah.
distinction. I think we all view zygotes differently than we view infants. Like, for example, if you're in a burning building, you could either save 1,000 zygotes or one newborn baby. Which would you rather save?
I'm sorry, one more time. Oh, 1,000 zygotes, one baby.
Yeah, which would you rather
Yeah.
save?
I would save